Hey, what's up everybody? This is Joshua Casper, and today we're checking out the riser designer inside of Heavyocity's Gravity Kontakt instrument. So as you can tell, it's a riser sound, which has a lot of versatility. And we're going to talk about the designer, which is how to mix and match the elements that go into making the riser. And just one side note, these aren't necessarily or meant to be risers for like EDM tracks. These are meant to be really suspense builders for sound design for films and scoring for films. So don't expect there to be a really big crescendo of pitch and noise. Some of them have that, but not all of them do. What it really is meant to do is build tension to a breaking point where something happens in the film or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and load a new instance of the risers here. And if you have Gravity, you'll get confronted with four menus. You have hits, pads, risers, and strings. We're going to go into the riser menu. Then we have organic risers, 15-second risers, and 30-second risers. I previewed a 30-second one. We're going to jump into the 15-second one so we don't spend too much time previewing these things. And you have a few instruments in here. You have all the effects, all of the organic hybrid sounds, and all of the synthetic sounds. The designer mode that we're going to talk about today, it combines the three of those things into one sound. And the way to do that is by using the breakout module. So we have three different breakout modules which have a number of different sets. So each one of these three styles has its own set of presets inside each one of the breakout boards. So that's 3 breakouts times 12 notes. So you have 36 different presets for the 15-second risers, and then you have 36 different presets for each one of the styles in the 30-second one too. So you have a lot of different presets to start playing with and building your own sounds. I'm going to go ahead and load the breakout 3 15-second riser. I'm just choosing that randomly. I don't have anything planned. I'm just going to show you how to get inside the designer and start designing stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and click the designer, and this is the designer. So if I show the keyboard real fast, and I apologize, it's a little cut off, but you can still see what I'm talking about. The colored range down here that's orange, these are set to this. So if I press this key here, it's going to correspond to this key down here. Okay, and as you can see, as I cycle through this keyboard, this is the master set. Each one of these up here is moving, which is a different preset in the bank of organic synthetic effects. So if I go ahead and play one of these sounds now, we've got a really great sound. But what I can do now inside of the designer is start changing some of these. So maybe I don't like the organic. Let's solo the organic to see what it sounds like. And let's say I don't really want that. I can just go ahead and click a different key in here. And now I can come out of the solo mode and see how all three of them fit together. So as you can hear, it's really epic, and it's really simple to make changes. You go through in solo and audition each one of these. You can also hit the random button, which is just going to kind of set up a new preset for you by itself. You have the time down here, but this isn't like Ableton Lifetime where if I want it at 4 bars, it's going to transpose the audio in any way. What it means is it's just going to play 4 bars. So if I put it on 4 bars, we can expect the sample to start somewhere inside of the actual sample. So that's pretty cool. And that's the same with if you go up to 8 bars. If you go up to 8 bars, you're going to get 2 bars of silence before the sample actually begins to play. So that's just something to think about. You can also double up on, say, the organic or the synth or the effects by clicking this up arrow right here. So now I have the organic combined with 2 sets of effects instead of just one of each of the styles. And one thing that's really, really cool about Gravity, and this is aside from the designer, is the punish knob. So if we increase this while the riser is rising, we'll get any more intense kind of result from the tension that's being built. You just got to be a little bit careful because, as you can see, the punish knob, depending on how you have it set up, will be adding velocity to the sound, so it can get really loud. So you're going to want a limiter or, pay attention to what kind of effects are being applied to the punish knob. But the designer is a really great way to get some really interesting, really great sounding tension builders for your films or even your cinematic style music. That's a big thing these days, incorporating cinematic sound design into like dubstep or progressive or anything like that. So I really highly suggest getting in and using the designer, though the full menu presets, they were expertly put together, so there you can find a ton of great material in there as well. But for the people who want to get more involved, the designer is where it's at. Anyway, I hope you learned something. We'll see you next time.